How's it going, ladies and Bruce's on Bobby Sixkilla, and welcome back to Sound of Drop. It's time for us to make another choice, one that will almost inevitably lead to yet another grisly death. Let's do it. Obviously, we picked the sensible option. That's the one that always gets you killed. Look for a way out of the aquarium? Maybe? Please? Dead. No, you should have stayed there and done nothing. Come on, duh. The possibility of saving Himeno is probably zero. Or just as the girl said, it may not be zero. It's not completely outside the realm of possibility. Moreover, Marty is here. Just as she appeared that day, Marty is here. This aquarium where nothing but oddities occur. Himeno's condition is also an undisputed abnormality. Saginuma-san herself said that the parasites eating away at Himeno were ones that would normally attack humans. If that's the case, I have to go. Right now, the only one who can save Himeno is me. It isn't as if that staff member or the mysterious girl or Hiyoshi-san or anyone else will save Himeno. I have to walk on my own two legs. If I don't, Himeno will not be saved. At the same time as I stand up, I accept that determination. I have no time for my heart to be breaking. My legs are still shaking, but all I have is the certainty that I'm standing right now. I spread a nearby blue tarp on the floor and lay Himeno on top of it. I find a towel, fold it up several times and lay it over her. As crass as it is, she now has a futon and a blanket. Just a little while. Just a little while. First, I should check the entrance once more. If we came to this warped space-time Manten Aquarium, then somewhere there should be a connection? It shouldn't be one way. I can go back to my original idea. Decided to head for the entrance gate. If I can get out normally from the gate, then next I'll seek a safe route. It will take some time for me to move Himeno, so I'll need to carefully ensure that no more phenomena will occur. In the event that I can't get through the gate, it would mean that we're trapped inside Manten Aquarium. If that's the case, then I'll look for a way to break out of this cage. Circumstances won't be any worse, just different. It'll be alright. My plan's clarified. I feel as if even I can do this. I have no special skills, and my personality is probably introverted, but my desire to save Himeno is second to no one's. Okay, in that case, first is... Aw, man. First is getting murdered. Find a new route. Last time I tried to backtrack, I got killed. In order to get back to the gate, it seems there are two similar routes, but I'm afraid to take the path containing the insane Hiyoshi-san. That's a good point, actually. Hiyoshi-san was clearly not normal. I have the desire to save him, but speaking honestly, protecting myself takes priority. Well, yeah. Moreover, as opposed to Himeno, he didn't seem to be headed down a straight path to death. If I can get out of the aquarium, I should go check on Hiyoshi-san's condition once more at that time, because there's no changing the fact that he's the one who saved my life. I head back inside the shed and decide to move on using the underground passage. Even if by accident, that was the way the mysterious girl had disappeared. Alright. Is that 2 correct choices in a row? I think that's a new record for me. Opening the door, I step down a rusty stairway. It's a spiral staircase, and as I step off at the very bottom, I see a dim underground passage stretching out before me. After going down the passageway a bit, I run into a door. It seems that if I do not pass through this room, I cannot proceed. Upon slowly opening the door, I see several computers and various other machines. Since I see a lot of levers and dials and numbers and up-down symbols on them, this must be where the machines in the aquarium are controlled. They probably control the tank temperature, oxygen regulation, lighting, and such from here as well. At any rate, I should keep moving. As I proceed, the sound of my footsteps echoes with a click-clack, click-clack. An echo lingers with a click-clack sound. And figures, this place is creepy too. I mumble something like that after all that has happened. Even as I reflect on this and walk on, a jarring sound blends in with my footsteps. What was that sound just now? Puzzled, I strain my ears and can hear someone moaning. The voice is coming from my destination, the interior of the cellar. Despite my hesitation, I proceed onward with caution. Please help. What? After taking several steps, the voice becomes clearer. Peering through a gap in the machines, I discover the origin of the voice. What's her? Yeah. I scream without thinking. In the corner of the control room, something completely detached from reality is taking place. Is she about to be eaten by a killer whale? Is that an orca? But how? They give voice to what lies before my eyes. A plump, round body with a distinct contrast between its colours of black and white. On the opposite side of it, its sharp, shark-like fin is its mouth, with its tapered teeth all lined up. That's right, orca are swimming around in here. In this room with no water, they swim about in the air. It isn't just that they float in the air, they move and swim about using their fins and bodies. What? Moreover, there isn't just one, two, no, three. There are three of them swimming right before my eyes, marine creatures that are much longer than the span of my two arms, if I were to spread them wide. How? The orca continue to swim about, unaware of my presence. No, at this rate I'll be attacked. As I realise this, I step back. However, immediately after I do so, I catch the sight of the owner of that small voice. That girl is... The three orca are swimming around encircling something, as if it were their prey. That something at the centre is a girl around the same age as me. A girl I ran into only a short while ago on the stage. Her eyes are wide and she trembles with a terrified expression, standing stock still as her only escape route is blocked. Her mouth is flapping open and closed as if she's having trouble breathing. As the orcas swim about, they occasionally point their tips of their noses at the girl. They probably aren't smelling her. The movement appears to me as if they're sizing her up instead. Save. We have to save her. I mean, duh. I don't even know that girl's name. However, as things are now, it seems the girl will be attacked by the orca. I push my numerous doubts aside and focus only on that fact. I want to save her. Thanks to those words welling up inside, I can no longer say this doesn't concern me. Moreover, if it were Himeno, she would surely get involved. Even if I saved Himeno after ignoring someone in trouble, she wouldn't be happy about it. I'll save that girl. Someone... I hear those timid words she mumbles. Little by little, the three orcas swimming in the air seem to be tightening the circle they've made. I have to hurry. But what should I do? Oh man, voicing my doubts, I look around. Save again. Dude, I'm gonna have so many save slots after this. We can't fight them. Wonder if I can move the machines with the computer? Let's just do that. It's dangerous to get close to the orca, that's why I can't think of a way to undo these circumstances. If I had bait, I could probably distract the orca, but I don't see anything nearby. Needless to say, the gill under attack is already playing that role. Something I can use. Hoping against hope, I place my hand on the computer console. The liquid crystals of the touch panel seem to power on, causing some sort of control screen to be displayed. This is the tunnel tank, the stage, the jellyfish booth. Aside from those, the names of various facilities in the aquarium are displayed. From this computer, I can probably access each of those facilities. However, now's not the time for that. Anything's fine, just ignoring the other facilities, I touch the selection for the basement level control room. The control screen for the air, the speakers, and so on is displayed. How much does the habitat of these orca have in common with real orca? Realizing I don't have time to think it over, I decide the temperature settings are the best place to start. It's ideal for humans, but it could burn the sea creatures. It's no use, this will take too much time. The roar of the air is fierce, but there's little change in what I can feel on my skin. There has to be another way to use the orca's environment. Another save. Man, you must get sick of seeing me use this save thing over and over again. Well, I mean, they communicate with like ultrasonic waves, right? So hearing's probably the best way to disrupt them, right? The orca have begun probing the gill with the tips of their noses. The gill provides no resistance, her mouth flapping open and closed. I don't see how you can really resist an orca. This is bad, I have to... Small but sharp teeth peek out from the small opening in the orca's mouth. The tips of its teeth seem to sparkle and my pulse quickens. There's no time left to test another method. I have to find some sort of solution from within the machine right in front of me. The speaker. I discover the volume setting on the liquid crystal display and easily recall something inside my mind. Sound. Ultrasonic waves. Your sense of hearing. I remember something I saw on TV about orca and their environment. Dolphins, whales and other similar species use sound for communication. The various species make noise and can comprehend that sound. These are creatures with excellent hearing. Anything's fine, just some noise. That's my only hope, I think. If I can make a loud enough sound, I can probably repel the orca. Setting aside my feelings of impatience, I set the volume as high as possible. All that's left is where the playback comes from. I wonder where the sound comes out. Huh? At that moment, chills run up my spine and the girl and the 3 orca are in the periphery of my vision. Then I wonder what in the world it was that just brushed against my spine. Could it have been... Despite trying to keep it under control, my heartbeat has rapidly increased. Sweat drips from my forehead. There's 1 more orca here now, 4 in total. Huh? As I realise what's happening, I suddenly feel my legs floating. Not just that, but suddenly my entire body is floating above. No, there's no way I could be floating in midair. My body has taken on buoyancy and is floating. Am I dead again? I feel like I'm dead again. I try to speak, but salty water flows into my throat. This is underwater. Without realising it, I've ended up in the ocean, unable to breathe, and suffocate. This is bad, this is bad. Not only does it seem like I'll drown, but the orcas are at my back. My eyes have finally grasped their enormous stature. On the other hand, the backdrop of the basement has disappeared. The computers and machines, I can no longer see any of it. It's no good if things stay as they are, I'll be attacked. I'll become the orca's helpless prey. My hands wiggle about and seize a long, narrow pole. As I prod at the tip of the orca's nose, my body gives a violent shake. The giant orca has the intensity of a semi-truck. The force from being pushed causes the pole I grab to spin about. The orca opens its mouth right before my eyes. The fangs, which I have seen only from a distance, seem very large at point-blank range. No, He-Man, no. Pulling my body back, I begin floating slightly away from the orca. The velocity at which I'm floating backwards is still much slower than the speed of the orca's approach. As I'm trying to use the pole I'm holding in my right hand as an axis, it begins to spin, falling victim to the current created by the orca's movement. I lose hold of the pole. An orca approaches from the front, seizing me. Are we dead? Just as the orca's fang grazed my head, a screeching "gee," you can hear it, sound reverberates. My body hits the hard floor with a thump. With hard, ragged grasps, I realize I can breathe. What? The seawater that once surrounded me, now gone, and once again in the place with all the machines. As if a filter has been placed over my ears, I cannot hear clearly. Strange. More importantly, that girl. There's nothing where my eyes land. Seeing that a shadow has fallen over me, I look over my shoulder. The girl from earlier is touching the machine. It seems as if she's talking, but I can't understand what she's saying, because I cannot hear. As if someone has covered my ears. On top of the computer is a microphone, spun around. It's the type connected directly to the machine. Right, I accidentally... The howling and clicking sound, you may... A bit of hearing? As the filter over my ear fades, I'm able to understand the girl's words. The clicking sound, the ultrasonic waves the orca emit. The loud volume of that sound probably repelled the orca. The illusion of being in the water was also gone. Somehow I seem to have escaped danger. As I stand up, I start to feel relieved. Good. Don't start feeling relieved on your own. If you look at the big picture, our situation hasn't changed all that much. Huh? Marty? What'd you say? Long hair and a bit shorter than I? I didn't realize it earlier, but she has the look of my missing little sister from behind. Her hairstyle and colour are different, but something about it makes me feel nostalgic. The girl turns away from the machine and looks back at me. Her eyes are the same colour as Marty's after all. If Marty had continued to grow, she would surely look like this. If you're going to cause a disturbance, don't involve me. Well then. Wait a second. I refuse. With no concern for me, the girl begins to walk away. She must know something. My intuition tugs at me. Wiping the dust off my butt, I follow after her. It isn't that I'm trying to cause a disturbance. If I truly believe this girl to be Marty, then I may have to deny what I see before me. I only want to speak with the girl. However, in spite of these thoughts, my words will not come out. I am searching for my little sister who went missing here 5 years ago. You look a lot like her, that's all. So is that why you saved me then? No, that's not it. It's just you were in danger, so I don't get it. Well then, tell me what you know about this Manten Aquarium. Because my little sister and my friend, Marty and Himeno, I want to save them. Himeno, the girl from earlier, you were able to pull yourself together. The girl stops walking for a bit. In that moment of inaction, I'm able to reach her side with small steps. Giving me a sideways glance, the girl speaks quietly. I'll pay back my debt now. Debt? The debt I owe you for saving me. I don't see it as something you have to pay back at all. I think it is, because I don't know when either you or I will die. I should pay it back while we're still alive. So, within this malicious Manten Aquarium... Malicious Manten Aquarium? A place where we're standing. It was born from an incident 5 years ago, a malicious alternate dimension existing alongside the regular one. If it weren't, such banal phenomena couldn't occur. Malicious alternate dimension? What exactly do you mean? If I could explain it, I wouldn't be having all this trouble. The girl says curtly, and just like that, turns around. Her words only deepen the mystery further. This alternate dimension world, could it be like the parallel world Hiyoshi-san was talking about? Paying no heed to my being deep in thought, the girl starts walking again. Wait, at any rate, could we at least say that we're trapped in this aquarium? To my knowledge, though, I haven't tested that theory. I'm getting out of here, together with someone precious to me, because I'll save Himeno. Do what you want. Don't you want to escape as well? If you do, let's go together. There's no need. I don't want to run away from this place. The girl rejects my proposition flat out, giving the impression that she would never accept. Quickening her pace, she walks back in the direction of the previous room. But I was planning to go this way too. That's right. In the end, moving forward means our destinations are the same. Moving at a trot, I follow the girl. There are stairs at the end of the underground passage. Climbing those stairs leads to a waiting room for staff. According to the map, it seems this waiting room is connected to the passageway where Hiyoshi-san went crazy. However, I cannot hear any particularly strange sounds. There are various things scattered about the room and they seem to have been left this way for some time, but it doesn't appear to be in disrepair the way the stage is. Why are you following me? Because in order to find the clues from escaping this aquarium, I have to keep moving forward. Is that so? By the way, can you tell me your name? If you're gonna ask someone their name, you should give yours first. Right, Nakanobe Mayumi. I'm usually called Mayu. How about you? There's no need for me to tell you. The girl mixes a sigh with this brief conversation, thinking that I'm the one who feels like sighing. Somehow the conversation has come to a close. Though her attitude towards me is cold, she has shown no outright aggression, reassuring me that I'm no longer alone. It feels like someone was here recently. I mutter, on spotting someone's clothes and partially consumed sports drink. As if having reached the same conclusion, the girl returns my glance. In this aquarium, each room is completely different, being completely ruined, or being in use like this room. You think so too then? She's surprisingly receptive to what I said. The girl sits down on a sofa in the staff room, motioning for me to sit opposite her. She seems to be telling me that she wants to talk everything over thoroughly. The phenomenon of Manten Aquarium. You mentioned how every room is different, but I think that each door you take is different. What exactly do you mean? I'd hope you'd be sharper, but you're a blockhead after all. You've also experienced opening a door to find things have changed, am I wrong? Yeah, I have. Things like hearing strange voices or having a normal person go crazy. The girl places her hand on her chin, a serious expression appearing on her face. I didn't think she'd listen to what I had to say, but apparently Manten Aquarium is the exception. You said also. Does that mean you have as well? When I entered one room, I was choked by the stench. I thought it was from the tanks not being filtered, but no matter how many rooms I passed through, I realized the situation in each room was completely different. It was the same for me. Thinking I didn't completely grasp the situation, I tried going back the way I came. When I did so, the situation was completely different, the first and second time around. At first, the fish in the stinky tanks were swimming about. Do you get it? When you open the door, the circumstances of the room change. At the very least, the doors are the key. After hearing your story, I'm convinced. After saying this, the girl rises and adjusts the hem of her skirt. Well, I'll be off. Wait a minute, should we share information? Like, what things are like in each area? There's no need. It changes each time you open a door. So all of our experiences up to this point are in the past. With that cold attitude, the girl puts her hand on the exit door. Somehow I feel that trying to stop the girl from going on alone is pointless. Slapping my shoulders with the realization that I will once again be alone, I discover a book lying on the sofa. Where you were sitting just now, is that a diary? A diary? Could it belong to one of the staff of Manten Aquarium? The girl reacts with a sudden interest and returns to the spot facing me. Somehow, just as the girl said, it seems to be the diary of a Manten Aquarium staff member. A bit larger than a paperback. It is similar to a pocket notebook. Let me see it. The girl takes the diary from my hands and opens it. The date is from 5 years ago. From 5 years ago? 5 years ago. The date Marty went missing, and that the incident the girl mentioned occurred. Manten Aquarium was the thing these two incidents have in common. The diary has something important written inside. That is what my intuition is telling me. I want to look too. Pulling back the girl's arm as she reads the diary on her own, I force my way in so I can peek at it as well. In the beginning, it's all a simple description of the person's job. I'm interested in how the fish are cared for, and the hidden workings of the aquarium, but now is not the time. The girl flips through the book looking for important information. This is what I want as well. Let's take our time going through this part. The date is one I recognise. A cold day halfway through January. The date of my first visit to Manten Aquarium, a day of destiny. There's been an accident, a big one. The fish in the deep sea fish booth died due to an error in the pressure control valve, and in the ensuing panic, Director Sakuragi died as problems with the machinery increased. The loan on the deep sea fish booth hadn't even been paid off yet, but tomorrow it'll be closed down right away. It's been called a closure, but the staff has been called together. I'm so down. I'm moving on. Okay. The girl continues flipping through the diary. Could this director's death have been the incident the girl was talking about? For some time after that entry, it seems to be just his grumblings. Evidently, the girl is skipping over these parts. Seems this employee was going through some tough times. It's been 3 months to the day since we started operating with the deep sea fish booth closed. Customer traffic has decreased, even though we do have the tunnel tank and jellyfish booth. Thanks to being promoted as a date spot, the amount of couples coming in is increasing. Our bonuses have probably been cut, but it seems we can continue without losing any staff. Finally, an optimistic entry. 3 months since the accident. For a recovery, it happened pretty fast. I don't think I was as positive as he was 3 months after Marty disappeared. The girl finally begins to read on in the diary. After a month passes in the diary, the speed with which she flips through the pages slows down. Lately, strange rumours have begun to spread, like that the water in the tank turns to blood, or the director's ghost swims about. They're urban legends. I don't know who's spreading these rumours, but they seem to be popular amongst high school girls. Thanks to that, the amount of high school girls' customers is increasing. It's probably a one-time boom. Once the boom is over, there's no doubt the amount of customers will recede in contrast. They've been around for 5 years, these rumours. The girl nods at my words. She still doesn't take her eyes off the diary. Though the rumours should be fading into obscurity, they seem to be steadily increasing in their grandeur. I've been asked things by the girls like, the director was killed, right? It was a murder, right? That shouldn't be happening. Well, it's fine as long as the girl is cute. For a second, a scowl appears on the girl's face. This staffsperson Candace's thoughts aren't really reassuring. It would probably be impossible for anyone to remain neutral about this, so I can sympathise with the girl's sullen expression. Even amongst the staff here, rumours have begun to spread. Even those who are decent adults are keeping them alive. I want Kozuki to stop with the "there are so many fishy things" about the accident in the deep sea fish booth and playing detective. The girl pauses briefly as she thinks something over, but when she realises I'm looking at her, she flips the page noisily. That Kozuki, he's been out for 3 days now. He's pushed his luck too far by encouraging these rumours. Doesn't seem to be just someone skipping work. The girl's puzzled expression gives a hint of something more. That guy, ever since he came back, he's gotten weird. How are the fish? How's the ghost? Am I the only one that's actually listening to it? From here, the writing gets messy. It does. Don't play around, stop messing with me. What's going on? Kozuki drowned to death in one of the tanks. I thought he'd been going too far with these rumours, but he was a good guy. Everyone else has started calling it a curse. What's going on, damn it? Again, someone died in Manten Aquarium. And there was a person who was active in spreading the urban legends. With that, the rumours have become easier to swallow for children and adults. Something is weird. Lately, death amongst the creatures we have on display have increased. After all our work to recover, management is hitting a slump again. The weird rumours aren't going away either. Why can I see the ghost of a girl inside the aquarium? It's so over the top, I don't get any of it. The two of us continue to read intently. Lately, I'm seeing fish everywhere, as if seeking prey. I have a voracious appetite. Come to think of it, I've started to think that rumour in particular might be true. After the closing of the exhibit, I've seen a girl with long hair. Even though it's June, she's wearing winter clothes. There's no doubt about that. What? Without my noticing, that word slips out. No, that's wrong. Denial appears in my mind. The girl notices that I've fallen into a strange state, and she curtly says, concentrate. Either way, I'm already concentrating. I take a deep breath and steady my breathing, squinting to follow the words of the diary. Have I gone crazy? Or so many of them saying, what's crazy about me? I haven't the slightest idea. This is an aquarium, so it shouldn't be weird for there to be fish everywhere. Look, even if as I write this, they swim around me. There's a clownfish. This is probably the same phenomenon as I experienced. Yeah. Fish swimming about, even in places with no water. It had to be connected to the phenomenon in the underground control room. Even with this girl, and I having experienced being attacked ourselves, feels like I'm still resisting this for some reason. Lately I feel like I'm gonna drown. I wonder if my body is weakening. Nevertheless, everyone is so cruel. Even if I were to start drowning in this room, no one would help me. Drowning with no water there, it's the same phenomenon. And by this room, maybe the room we're in right now, the staff room. I want to go ahead and quit. I'm at my limits. The fish are swimming around everywhere. No matter where I go, I feel like I'm drowning. No matter what, no one believes me. Ever since Kozuki died, I'm miserable. The next entry is the last. Yeah, let's take a look. I wonder if my past life was as a fish. Recently, I feel no resistance in the water. I wonder what that means. Who knows? The girl closes the diary and places it on the table with a dull thud. The last entry in the diary was July 10th, around the same time of the year as now. I wonder, what could have happened to a staff member after that? I somehow know the answer. Surely he met the same end as the one called Kozuki. As I mull over my doubts, I notice a half-full plastic bottle on the table. This juice, the expiration date on it is from 4 years ago. There was a calendar on the other side, but it's also from 4 years ago. I thought this room seemed to have been recently in use, but it's Manten Aquarium from 4 years ago. 4 years ago? Yeah, the prices in the pamphlet left here are also 200 yen cheaper than they are now. There's no doubt about it. Despite my lingering doubts, I believe what she says. Up to this point, I've seen time passing in a weird fashion here many times. Rather than being in awe of the fact that we're in the Manten Aquarium of long ago, I'm more caught up in the realization of how many years have passed. Once, 4 years ago, Manten Aquarium closed down for about half a year. It was right around July. Surely that's when this employee died. I had no idea. It wouldn't have been that big a deal. There are other things for people to do for fun. Anyway, the current urban legends about Manten Aquarium probably came from this period, and they aren't merely rumours. You're saying there could be others that wound up in similar circumstances to ours? Yes. Moreover, there may be someone who got out of this Manten Aquarium. There has to be a clue somewhere after all. This diary hints at that. However, the diary holds one more possibility. That 3-day absence from work. After that disappearance, the person called Kozuki had an accident and died. Kozuki had returned to the real world, but was unable to live on peacefully. There is a stinging sensation inside of me. The reason we came to Manten Aquarium was because of Himeno's ghost story. Couldn't that have also been someone who returned from Manten Aquarium? The story's content was different, but the result was the same. The full moon and red water could be considered a dramatization of an urban legend. There's something that's bothering me. It's a ghost story I heard from Himeno. Ghost story? Having caught the girl's attention, I tell her the story as we sit. I forget some of the finer details and mix up the order, but I give her the same general story. You heard the story from that girl Himeno? You don't know any more details? That's all I heard. Himeno insisted it was a rumour, so she probably doesn't know any further details either. I see. By any chance, have you heard that story as well? Some time passes, but the girl still doesn't say anything else on the subject. The girl's expression seems a little different than it was up until now, but I cannot get a deeper read on it. Not allowing the silence to continue much longer, the girl speaks without looking at me. Thinking about it won't do any good. Well, I'm going. Wait, didn't I tell you I have no desire to run from Manten Aquarium? The girl says this over her shoulder, putting her hand on the door to the staff room. According to the map, the side the girl exits from leads to the gate. The girl, having turned down my request for company. I can see that she's no longer going to stop to help me, so I don't try to make her. And now I'm alone, once again. This room is neither the sound of machines nor that of ventilation fans, so I can hear the beating of my timid little heart. I remember another rumour the staff member wrote in the diary. A girl with long hair and winter clothes. The girl was referred to as a ghost. She wasn't in the story, Himeno told. What it may have hinted at was that Marty had already become a ghost. So the Marty that had appeared before me was... One part of me agrees with that thinking, but another part of me rejects it. I'm torn between the two, and the inside of my eyes grows hot. But there's no use thinking about it. I have to move forward. If I falter, nothing will change, right? I'm alone again, but it isn't as if I don't know anything. It isn't as if I can't do anything. So, I mean, it's blue, so it's not really a choice, but we're going to wrap this one up here anyway, because we're out of time for today. So in the next one we get to choose. I suppose we should probably save Himeno. Because we know for sure that she's still alive. Whereas Marty might not be, really. Who knows? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.